This is your math gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic. All right, we're going to solve this trig equation. We're going to find all real numbers in the intervals 0 to 2 pi, rounded to the nearest thousandth, that satisfy this equation. 2 tangent of x equals negative square roots of 11. All right, so first we like to solve for tangent x, so let's divide both sides by 2, and that gives us tangent of x equals, now this is really the same thing as negative 1/2 square roots of 11, or you could write that as negative 0.5 square roots of 11, or you could leave it like this, negative square roots of 11 all over 2. The reason I'm writing it in this form, negative 0.5 square roots of 11, is because it's easier to put that in the calculator, which is what I'm going to do on the next step. So I've got the tangent of x is negative 0.5 square roots of 11. So we're looking for real numbers in between 0 and 2 pi, right? So the tangent is negative 0.5 square roots of times the square root of 11. So my calculator will give me one value for x, but remember the inverse tangent, which is what we'd have to use here, will give me something in between negative pi over 2 and pi. So it's going to give me a negative real number, so we'll have to take care of that in a minute. So let's first find one value. So I'm putting in my calculator x equals the inverse tangent of this. So that's what you want to enter. And if you entered that correctly, I'm going to have this go to a few places. I've got negative 1.0281572225 in my calculator. I purposely went out all the way to the end of the digits that are in my calculator, because what's going on here is that I have a real number that is negative, but I want to get a positive real number. And remember that the tangent has a period of pi. It repeats itself after pi. So if I add pi to this value here, I should get a positive value. And then if I add pi again, in other words, I'm going a total of adding 2 pi to this original number, then I would get another positive number less than 2 pi, right? Imagine if you're taking something smaller and that's negative and you're adding 2 pi, you're going to have a number less than 2 pi, right? Okay, so in your calculator, instead of using this number here, actually compute, take whatever you got, exactly this value, and simply add pi to it, and then round that answer to the nearest thousandths. All right, so you're going to take that answer that you got after putting in the tangent and whatever it is, you don't need to write all those digits, take what you have already and then say plus pi. And since the problem asked to round to the nearest thousandth, that gives me 2.113. So that should be one of the answers in between 0 and 2 pi that works. Right, now to get the next one, we'll take that answer we have so far and add another pi to it, right? And let's do that. So we take our answer that you have in your calculator so far, you're going to add another pi to it, and that gives me 5.255. Okay, so it looks like we've got these two answers, 2.113 and 5.255. But of course, we want to make sure that's the correct answer. So first of all, let's say the answer to this, using our logic, looks like it's 2.113 and 5.255. So now we want to check it in the original problem. Basically, we want to check it in here. So here's the original problem. This is what I got for the answer. And you could either plug in negative root 11 over 2, or you could write that, like I said, as negative, let's use another color, negative 0.5 square root 11. That should give you the same answer, negative 1.66. Then I'm going to plug that in here. So I'm going to plug in 2.113 in for x right here. Okay, so I'm doing the tangent of 2.113, and that approximated to negative 1.66, so that checked. Now, it might be off by a decimal point, depending on how many digits you rounded to. Like, if you only rounded this to 2.1, you would be off. But because I went to the nearest thousandth, I'm pretty close there. And then I also plug in 5.255 into this equation, tangent of x. So I'm doing the tangent of 5.255 and around that. And so both of those are approximately the same as negative square roots of 11 over 2. So that means these are the two solutions in between 0 and 2 pi. 2 pi is about, let's see, we've got 3.14 is 1 pi, right? So 2 pi would be 6.28. So notice this 5.255 is less than 6.28. This is your Math Gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic.